So I'm with my boy, Ivan. We got Dad here. Oh, yeah. Sir Ivan. Yeah. And today, smell that? It smells
oh my God. Aloha, boys and buttes.
He's got it.
You're a wizard.
Ivan. And today, smell that? It smells like ectomorph season.
It smells like he farted, bro.
We are gonna have a ectomorph season workout. With Ivan, AKA ai.visuals.
Skinny visuals.
Yeah, skinny visuals. Yeah, and we're gonna be working on the titties a little bit today. And the arms. He's gonna take me to the gun show. That's right. Yep, Kitty City. We're gonna be working on some stuff that Ivan wants to get better at, get stronger at. And his goal right now is just to pack on the pound and the weight and the size and strength and muscle, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right. So we're gonna work on that, and we're also gonna be talking about some mental health stuff.
Yes. Let's go.
Let's go. We'll see you in the gym.
Let's go, mate. Stare into the lens the way you stare at me.
Yep. And when you pull, try to get him to like ear level.
Here?
Yep. And then straight up. Ear level and then straight up. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Good. Breathe in and then breathe out right here. Nice. Good. Yep. Control it. And when you press back, try to push back and up. Perfect. Good. Yeah, one more, and when you pull, I want it to look like a goalpost. Yeah, perfect. And then up. There you go. Perfect. Good. Nice. Something before we even like reach for the bar.
Yeah.
Something really important is to get the shoulders back. You want to make sure you get the shoulders back. So with this, we do want that arch in our back, but still want to engage the core. Right? So you'll see a lot of power lifters. They bring like their butt up to like the sky, right? A nice stable base. So feet flat if you can, like that. Especially once it gets really heavy, that way you get some leg drive, right? Wrist nice and straight, right? Nice deep breath in. Boom. Up and back. See the angle, how I'm going up and back? So right here, boom. Elbows in, not out, right? Boom. Up and back. Wanna go for 10? 9. 10. 6 minutes here. Nice, good.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But, you know, if you're my dad, and when fathers spot their sons like that, it boosts your testosterone. Scientifically proven.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big science guy, you know?
Look at that form, Daddy.
Ivan was just telling me that you're feeling like your stamina's not up to par or not what it once was. So today we're kind of sticking in like a hypertrophy, like 8 to 12 kind of rep range for muscle building. But even, you know, when you're doing your home workouts or when you're not working out at the gym, even bodyweight kind of stuff, stick to kind of like the more muscle endurance kind of phase, which would be like 12 to 20 rep range. And, you know, sets of anywhere from like 2 to 4. So that's what's going to help you get that endurance and that stamina back.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, son.
I'm gonna teabag you right here.
Please.
You're a wizard.
Ivan. Here. Then it usually does. Weak.
Oh, boy. Oh my God.
So another thing that you can do just to make sure your shoulders are like staying warm or just to get warm is just like some dynamic stuff like this, you know, just like, yeah, circles, big, small, forward, back, all of that, cross, all that stuff. Just kind of keeping warm. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely feel way stronger with the shoulder right now.
Good. And those warm-ups alone can help a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Because especially with bench, we're still using a lot of our anterior delt. Ivan's been kind of dealing with some like anterior delt, kind of side delt discomfort, and he's, you know, obviously a photographer, videographer, and talk about a little bit about like some of the injuries that you've gotten even just from like shooting.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of show the motion. I
mean, right now, he was talking about kind of keeping the shoulders warm to do, you know, maybe some of these, some circles. And I noticed when I was doing it, my form was a little low. And I noticed that that's kind of how, when I'm shooting, I shoot a lot of festivals and I use 2 cameras with like a double sling. And I noticed on my right side, I keep my heavier camera and lens. So when I'm, you know, typically when we walk, we're like, you know, shoulders down, we're not chest up. So in this form, carrying the camera up and around to my eye, I noticed that it pinches when I'm in this form versus that form. So yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, and even with like just keeping the elbow in tight and using just like a little bit more like bicep as opposed to all just your shoulders. Yeah, just boom, so right here and up like that, just to keep the shoulder healthy, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, you guys obviously saw the shoulder warm-ups that we started off with, and now Ivan's already feeling stronger with his bench. We modified his bench form just a little bit, so yeah, we'll see what he can get up to safely today. Let's see. Good job, mijo. It's the perk of being an ectomorph right there. You get a sick pump. Like Gavin, like my buddy Gavin said, you don't gain any weight, but you have a sick pump when you work out. Oh yeah, sick pump, mate. Look at that, mate. Feeling the upper pecs here. Yeah, there we go. Nice. There it is. Get the money shot, baby. Yeah. The Valley of Death. That's what I call that. Literally. Flex, right? That's how you can really get the mind-muscle connection going. Yeah. You can really engage those muscles, right? Boom, that, boom. Yeah, and just like really like just hold and squeeze it. That was the Ectomorph season special right there. Yeah. That was good. That was a solid workout. Solid workout. Solid pump. Solid pump. But now into the nitty gritty good stuff. We're gonna talk about some mental health, maybe some physical health stuff. You know, obviously you and I can relate on the whole ectomorph body type. You know, we've been like this slim my whole life. Slim boys, you know? So it can take its toll. We literally talked about how like somebody mentioned how they had bigger legs than you, and that kind of, you know, messed with you for a little bit, right? And yeah, you know, I can definitely relate. Just like growing up with that, like your whole life skinny. Yeah. It's like, you know, it is what it is, but you got to embrace it. But there are things that we can do to like change about it and grow and get stronger. But 100%. I think some people might also say, you know, oh, you guys are skinny. You don't have to deal with other stuff as people who are overweight. I think we should have a little empathy towards everybody type. Yeah. Whether you're too skinny, whether you're regular, whatever regular is, or whether you're overweight or extremely overweight. Based on each person's perspective, I think most importantly is feeling healthy and feeling personally good, whether you're skinny, whether you're big, whatever body type you are. I think it's important just to like be comfortable and ultimately be healthy. If you're obese and your goals are to be skinnier, then get skinnier. Yeah. If you're skinny and you feel like you want to, you know, cure an insecurity that you have, I think having the goal of just having a more powerful machine to do more as far as like your body, I think that's a more obtainable, realistic goal, which takes a less toll on your mental state. Having a goal of, you know, being big
and looking like that guy or this guy. It's like there's always going to be a guy who's bigger than this, who's bigger than that, who's bigger than that, who's bigger. It's like you're never ever going to stop comparing yourself to others. So I think it's important to have a goal that's realistic, functional. Or, yeah, that's the word. Something having a little something more functional that, you know, you can actually use day to day. You want to go on a hike, you want to do some mountain climbing and enjoy it. You know, I think it's important just having that goal.
Definitely, yeah, and I talk about that like in my intro to fitness and mental health video where, yeah, not everyone's trying to be a bodybuilder, and predominantly the fitness industry right now is, especially with like social media, it's being ran by a lot of unnatural bodybuilders, whether it's male or female, and it is setting an unrealistic expectation, you know, and like that is one of the questions as like a personal trainer that I am asking like potential clients like why. You know, I will ask why until they give me like an actual reason to their core as to why they want that goal, you know? And even if it is superficial, like I work with that, you know, because it's legitimate, you know, that affects people, you know, confidence is very important. The main reason why I really got into this, if you haven't seen my first video or even my second video, mental health is the biggest reason why I got into all of this. And it's because I was in a very low, like rock bottom place, and you know, the gym was the one thing that really helped me kind of get my not only physical strength back, because I was also very weak, but also my mental health back, and they go very much so hand in hand. So if I'm not empathetic or conscious or aware of, you know, other people's mental states, especially coming into like a workout or when I'm trying to like help them with, you know, a program or a transformation or whatever, I have to understand where they're coming from mentally 100%. As well, as much as I can. Obviously everybody's, you know, life or upbringing or experiences or traumas or anxieties, depressions, whatever, their vision of themselves, it's all going to be different, but you know, just have to try your best to relate or understand. So it's you know, one of the biggest reasons, and like I said, the biggest reasons why I got into fitness was because, you know, how much it helped me with, you know, my mental health as well. So and if there's anything else that you want to talk about a little bit more about like mental health.
I mean, 2020 for all of us was, it was a year, to say the least.
Like a decade.
It was probably the worst. It's hard to explain. It was just, I'm just gonna leave it as it was a year for many reasons. I always thought myself as being like pretty level-headed and pretty like emotionally stable and being able to, and I've been very, very like grounded in a sense. And I think a part of that slightly goes into avoiding and not challenging my own, I guess, growth and my own like traumas that I deal with. This year really put it into perspective. Aside from the pandemic, I think a few things, like, you know, I went through probably one of the most challenging breakups that I've ever had. Not in the sense of the situation that happened, but more so, and nothing related to the person directly, but I think more so the fact that I had to stand there, March, pandemic, quarantined, alone at home, and just like stand there forced to kind of look at yourself in the mirror without running away and just being like, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna open up that book and say, you know, what are the things that are hurting you? What are the things that you need to work on? What are the things that are stopping you? What are your fears? That dialogue with yourself was extremely challenging. Yeah, I probably went through like some of like the darkest days I've ever had, like this time last year. It was tough. I mean, aside from, you know, the non-stop like onslaught of just like negative media and social stuff, and just like on top of that, it caused just like a really fragile foundation, but in a sense it almost helped because it helped me like break down everything and be like, all right, all's gonna go to shit. The world, everything's going to shit. Might as well just fucking do this. Might as well just work on this. I really did take the time, kind of ask myself those questions and dig deep and go deep into like really dark places, and in a good way to like actually say, all right, this really fucking hurts me. You know, why did this event hurt me, or why did this trauma happen? You know, you've been avoiding it. You said you're level-headed, but like I think that was just a way of saying that like I was just avoiding it. I think one thing that really helped me to get enough leverage to like really just like dive into it was I did a seminar for Tony Robbins. I bought a ticket, and because of the pandemic, obviously I couldn't go, so he did a virtual seminar with I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people. And there was just a lot of like being in a place of like completely willing to just face yourself and open and just like seeing all your demons, seeing what's all fucked up internally, and having the knowledge and the tools and kind of all that stuff accessible from the seminar really helped break myself down to the core and use those tools to start a new foundation of that's a lot more, and I say this a lot, be more, you know, like authentic and aware, just more conscious of everything that I do in regards to, you know, like work, friends, family. And it was tough. It was very interesting. I learned a lot, and I'm definitely thankful for the year that, you know, for all the crap that happened, because if that didn't happen, I would have never forced myself to dive that deep into myself.
Kept running away from it.
Yeah, I mean,
faced with it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people deal with a lot deeper stuff. I think the biggest piece that I took away from 2020, I would say just knowing your self-worth and value. And this is not like, you know, I'm worth this or nobody should treat me this way. It's not like an egotistic thing. It's more like a very humbled out, like I know what I put out humbly. I know how much I put out. I know how much I give to others. I know how much effort, time I put into certain things and people, and I learned to like reserve some of that for myself, to not put myself in a vulnerable place to, you know, just self-betray myself. You know what I mean? Like, instead of saying yes to everything, I'm saying no to certain things that I know I don't want to do, whether it be work, whether it be friends, whether it be hanging out, acknowledging, you know, time alone that I want to take. Instead of, you know, running away and escaping and being distracted of saying yes to everything, it's like, no, sometimes, you know, I'm feeling a little down today. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna play my guitar. I'm gonna, like, you know, cuddle up with my cat and just like sit with the feelings and embrace it and understand why it's happening. And I think instead of running away and
acknowledging, being aware, letting them exist, and trying to understand why.
100%. Yeah. That's definitely the biggest thing I learned, is just like self-value, self-love, and honoring that, and taking the time to like just give it space in your, I guess we can call it, in your room of, you know, like where you live. Because if you don't set boundaries and give space to yourself, imagine like a ship. If you don't put walls up, if there's nothing holding the water out, like it's gonna seep in until one day you're drowning and you're, you know, 10 feet under, and it's like, now what?
Yeah, totally.
Now, yeah.
I can definitely relate to that. I would say like 2019, start of 2020, especially 2019, I was dedicating like pretty much my entire life towards just getting my training career started. And yeah, especially towards the end, I was feeling so drained because I didn't have enough time or energy for myself. And I was always, you know, helping other people trying to become the person that they wanted to become. And of course, that's like gratifying and fulfilling. But if you're not doing it enough for yourself, that is so true. And that's something that I definitely took away from 2020 as well. So I'm really happy to hear that you did, because without a doubt, you are one of the most like giving people that I know. We've known each other for what, 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All you've done for me is give, whether it's work or, you know, just like, just good friendship. And you've obviously connected me with a lot of our mutual friends that are all amazing people as well, all very giving people as well. And it's not a coincidence that we like surround ourselves with people like that. But yeah, I think it's very important that, and very good. And I'm really happy to hear that like you're giving more time and energy and love to yourself, because like it's true. Because let's face it, you get taken advantage of.
100%. And the only reason why it's so messed up, because we do this and it's like, I heard this in a podcast or something somewhere, and it's like, it's so messed up. Like our relationships with ourselves, it's so toxic. You with yourself, me with myself. Like if we were a bystander, someone else, a third party looking into us, it would be like, wow, that is a dysfunctional marriage. Like the relationship that we have, mind, body, and, you know, and it takes a lot to get to that point, to be able to view yourself from that perspective and be like, wow, like I need to change this. Because the whole giving part, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, you know, heavy givers out there and they do anything for anybody. But like I noticed, and this is where I found myself value, and just like, I mean, I'm still finding every day you learn something new. And I think the biggest thing is I would give, and I learned this from, you know, obviously you learn everything from your childhood, whether it be parents or whoever raised you, people you're around, friends. And the biggest thing that I learned is I was doing a lot of acts of service, acts of love, whether it be time, things, being there for people, saying yes to everything. I was doing all that stuff, the majority of it, not the majority, but a lot of it I was doing to seek validation and to seek respect from those people. You shouldn't have to do anything to be validated by anybody. Like, you should be validated by yourself, by your own intentions of what you're doing, knowing why you want to do it, and the fulfillment it's going to give you, not by someone's approval. And I think that was probably the hardest thing I had to face, and the biggest realization that I had was acts of service for validation and appreciation and self-worth. It's like it's like a job. Imagine you had a job and it's like, well, if you do 40 hours and outperform everybody else, then we will keep you on and we won't fire you. It's like, that's literally the relationship that you have with yourself. Like, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, I mean, the very first thought that came to mind when you were saying all of that was my last therapy session with my therapist, and he was saying like how he wants me to treat myself more like how I treat my clients. You know, I think like not only, you know, like as a personal trainer, but maybe like as a friend or like a family member. Like, people tend to be very good at telling other people like what to do or how to be better at certain things, but you know, they may be very good at telling others to do that, but they lack it completely within themselves and their own lives.
Yeah, it's easy to tell someone what to do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do those same things for yourself.
Yeah, it is. Once you, I guess, realize those things about like treating yourself better, it's still a challenge to stay very accountable and determined or disciplined with all of those things. But even just that awareness, it's like, it's huge, because let's be real, there's so many people out there that completely lack it, and they get so far deep in the self-loathe and hatred and just like beat themselves up until, like, you know, there's people that are lifers. They never get out of that, unfortunately, and that's
sad.
It's really sad. Yeah. And like, even if the one thing that, if one person like takes something from this video, and if it's that, just to acknowledge or even just like become more aware of either, you know, like self-love or just like, you know, creating more time and energy and love for yourself. If they can take away from this video with that information and try to at least be more aware and work on it, then, you know, I think our job here is done. But it never ends, right? It's it's like an everyday, you know, hour by hour, kind of minute by minute kind of job, like you said.
Yeah.
So
and this ties hand in hand to physical, you know, health. Whether it be, if you want to have a certain physique, you have to do it every day. You have to eat a certain way every day. It takes discipline. And, you know, let's say you look at, I don't want to say a bodybuilder, but just someone who's like really physically fit. For example, yourself. He's too swole.
easy.
I mean, it wasn't easy. You know, it took day in, day out of dedication, time, you know, eating right, sleeping right, drinking right, or not drinking certain things, not eating certain things. And it's like, the attitude that he had for it, I'm sure was like, I know where I want to be, and even though I have to do this every day, I'm gonna enjoy it. Right? I'm sure you enjoyed the process. You have to.
There's people that hate it.
You could hate anything, but it's just your perspective on it. It's like the story that you tell yourself about that thing is gonna change the outcome. So like, if the story that you tell yourself, I deserve to be healthy, I deserve this workout today, my body deserves to get the blood flowing and you know, feel good and just get that energy, then you're gonna have a great workout and you're gonna feel good after. You'll be like, damn, you know, like that soreness is like, that feels good. But if you tell your story of like, oh, I gotta work out again, it's like your physiological state of how you say things takes a huge toll. And in that same regard, for fitness and health, applies to mental health. And if you take on that positivity and you change your perspective on the day in and day out inner work that you need to do, could you imagine where you would be? For example, you know, me being this, you know, slim, and then to your size, that'll be a great goal to have, and I'll work out every day to be this, like that's my goal, right? Let's just say that's my goal. Now apply that to your mental health. It's like, if you're here and you know where you want to be and you have that positive mindset, you think you're gonna get there in, I mean, really fast or a long time. You're gonna get there super fast. But if you have the same work ethic as I have, where I don't work out every day, I didn't go do this. I didn't eat X amount of calories. I didn't drink X amount of water. I didn't drink protein shakes. I didn't, like, if I didn't do all those things, I mean, I'm 29, like my whole life has been, you know, this. So like, if I give myself a year, I can be like him or bigger. I'm gonna be like bigger than you, so.
That's right, that's the goal. Keep up on his fitness.
But you see what I'm saying? 29 years to a year, like there's a massive difference, and the biggest difference is dedication and commitment. That's not easy, but I think just like what you said, having more awareness towards it will bring you one step closer to being able to make that decision. Because right now, a lot of us have the unconscious decision of deflection of just being like, no, I'm gonna go to what's safe. I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna avoid it. I'm comfortable with this. I'm doing this. And it's like, you don't notice that flick to the left, you know, and once you start bringing that awareness and consciousness to your choices, to how you think, how you feel, what you eat, you're gonna be able to like say, oh, normally I would do this, I feel like doing this, but I know I'm going to do this because this is what's best for me. And slowly you're gonna start turning the table and having that leverage to go this way.
Right.
If someone takes anything from this, I think what's important is seeking validation and respect and value and acts of service is not an authentic way to gain self-worth and validation from other people. So that's probably the biggest thing that I learned, and it goes hand in hand with working out. Yeah, I appreciate the workout, bro.
Of course.
Good pump.
Definitely. And make sure you guys check out Ivan on Instagram, ai.visuals on Instagram. He's an amazing photographer, videographer. He does it all. And yeah, keep an eye on this guy's physique updates because we're gonna get him swole. Of course, it's always ectomorph season, but doesn't mean that we can get a little bit of transformation in here, right?
We're gonna be looking like those kangaroos on Instagram, like ready to.
Exactly. Great workout, great talk, and thank you for sharing your story. And if this helps one person out, then we've done our job.
Yes.
And yes, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me and the channel out. And we're just trying to build this community here and reach as many people as we can with just trying to spread awareness as far as people's, you know, mental health stories or physical health stories. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and tune into the next video. And mahalo, boys and buttes.
Peace.